All right, let's see who we got here. I got someone says from New York City, last four digits of the phone number are 8793, and that's all I know. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Mitch. You're speaking to Yelena. How are you doing?
Yelena, how are you doing?
I am doing fine. I am actually in New York this week.
Oh.
Not just my phone number is in New York.
What's
But
on your mind?
I had several questions. First question is, we're closing escrow on a house in Vegas, and we were not sure what to do about it. We thought maybe a flip, then wholesale, and now we decided to keep it as an Airbnb, and we're closing on it subject to. The current owner is not on the mortgage. The mortgage is in the name of her parents, who are both deceased. So she did inform the lender that her parents, that the original mortgagees are dead. So, and we wanted to move it into a land trust, but we're getting resistance from the title company, who doesn't want to insure title in the land trust.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What gives the seller the right to sell the house?
Oh, she is on
power of attorney,
but she's not on a mortgage.
Oh, she's on title.
Yes, she's on title, but not on a mortgage. So.
And Nevada doesn't like the land trust, which not all states are the same. So.
Right. And we're debating. So, one of the thoughts was to maybe create an LLC named with the names of deceased people, and just like whatever, Robert and Jill LLC, and buy.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
How much money are you putting
okay.
How much money are you putting into getting this property?
Like $15,000 to her. And we have some legal fees because we paid for the attorney to evict whoever was in the house, but that's all done now. So there is a mortgage and a home equity for the total of about $200,000. We don't know exactly the balances, but just about it, because they were in forbearance
and
for the last year. And there is a solar. So that was the last hold off because we could not find anyone. We just couldn't find the owner of the solar system. But I think we finally did find.
So it feels to me like your money's at risk. It's not a super large amount of money, but then depending on where you are in your life, it could be everything you have. So I would really, really, really seek some counsel to find out exactly what kind of boat you're in with the mortgages being in someone else's name, and only one of the people as the owner is signing. You may only be buying their rights, or their percentage of ownership. It smells like to me. I don't know because I haven't seen all the documents, and I probably wouldn't know even if I saw all the documents. I'd probably still call my attorney and go, talk to me about this. And I would probably call, if I didn't like the answer from the one, I might call two or three, because there could be some different views on this, because, lawyers tend to have different views about things. But I would really be kind of worried about my percentage of ownership right now. And I would be talking to the attorney.
We went through eviction process where, she was in front of the judge with her rights, and while the person who was staying trespassing on the property was claiming that there was a will from the dad to him, but the judge totally ignored it, and so the judge said, well, you have no right, even will or not, she's the owner of the house.
Yeah, they can't own her percentage. You know what I mean? He can't give away their percentage. But that's exactly what I'm saying. I think that happened because he does own a percentage of the house, and that percentage can't be given away in anybody else's will except theirs. And so I think you're in a position where you're only buying a percentage of this house, and it really bothers me that you haven't got to the bottom of exactly what's owed, because my experience is sellers are liars when they don't provide all the transparency that you need to make a rational decision. So those two things, I talked to my attorney about how much of this house am I owning for my $15,000 plus closing costs, and how do I get to the bottom of what's owed on this?
Well, we are getting the statements. We're getting.
Oh, you're getting statements?
Yeah, because originally we were not thinking to do this subject to. We were just thinking, oh, well, we'll just keep it while we're rehabbing it and we'll sell it, because the market is so hot in Vegas that we're just thinking we're totally fine by flipping it. And then we decided, if we have basically free $200,000, it's worthwhile keeping it. Well, not free, but they should be making payments on that mortgage.
I'm worried you can't really sell this. You can't sell 100% of this house if you're only getting a percentage of ownership from the one person that you're dealing with. So I'm really concerned about that. I mean,
I hear you. I didn't think about it, but thank you. But the title company is willing to give us title insurance if we are just doing straightforward, like without land trust. If we're just buying it in the name of our LLC with subject to and all of that, they're not concerned about it. They're issuing owner's policy.
Please get your attorney to review everything about this property, because I hope, I find it weird that the title company is willing to give a title policy, but they may only be given a title policy for the percentage of ownership that one person has.
I hear you now. I didn't even think about it, the possibility, but I hear you now. That's a good thought. I need to talk to Sean about it. Yeah.
This is one of those classic cases where this call maybe didn't make you money, this call, but it might have saved you from getting in a heck of a predicament. You know what I mean? And so I would like to hear what your attorney, in a future call, what you figured out, because the problem, one of the reasons you can't call the mortgage company and get any details about it is the people that need to call are dead. And
yes. And she informed the mortgage company that they're dead. She sent them certificate of death. So I'm thinking, what is the purpose of the land trust then? Like, who are we trying to kid here?
Well, the land trust would just be for your own anonymity. And if you're ever asked in court, why did you use a land trust? You just say for estate planning reasons. But you have a land trust for all the other reasons too. Ease of transfer, anonymity, and all this other stuff. But, I wouldn't be so concerned if Vegas doesn't want to use the land trust, and do what you're saying. Get that same lawyer that's helping you to do an LLC, or get on easy legal forms if you feel comfortable with that, and do it yourself for a little bit less.
Yeah.
But I really...
There's no less. Sorry.
I really would be interested. I don't think you're buying that whole house. I think they're insuring. My instinct and my sense tells me you are just buying the percentage of ownership that person has, and they're insuring that percentage, and that you don't own that.
How should we deal with that then? What's the best way to approach it then?
You would have to.
I mean, she's the heirs. These were her parents who were deceased.
Well, if they went through probate and they did it right, it seems to me, and I'm no lawyer, but it seems to me that then the house would have been put in their name 100%. And maybe the house is in their name 100% through there, but the mortgage is still in place. That's what I want to find out. How much percentage of that house does your seller own?
Right.
If he owns 100%, and he inherited it subject to the debt, that's one thing, But if she only owns a percentage of it, because there were other heirs that have a percentage of that house too, maybe they had more than one kid or more than one heir.
No, they didn't.
Okay, well, That's what I would be hiring the attorney to tell me for sure that this person owns 100%. It's just subject to these debts that these deceased people had.
Yeah, that's a good thought. I never thought about it, but yeah.
But it seems to me
I'll talk to Sean right after this. Yeah.
It seems to me when a deceased person dies that you have to settle all their debts.
Well,
and so that's what's confusing.
I'm not arguing.
That's what's confusing me. So let's check it out with an attorney. That would be my advice. And then I would like to hear in a future call what was said.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I had another quick question actually to David. I like the idea that he's selling to investors. How is he marketing to these investors who would buy from him?
Well, let me see if he's on the call still. Yeah, he's on the call. Let me see if he's available. Hey, Dave, are you available?
Yes, Mitch. I'm doing the same thing that you're doing it there. You and Mike are doing. I use Facebook Marketplace, and the investors go there to look.
Got it.
But are you saying this house is for sale to non-owner occupants only, or are you just sifting through them and kicking out the people that want to live in it?
In a couple of cases, I've said this may be best suited for, someone who is in the trades or is looking for an investment property.
Yes.
I don't exclude other people, but I just make it pretty clear. Light flashing. Look at this one.
Yeah.
And you're getting decent pricing. Well, obviously,
higher than market. Higher than market every time.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, but we're in a very weird market, so it could maybe work in this window of time.
All right.
It's owner financing. You have a unique draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why not take advantage of this unique market?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mitch. Thank you, David.
In your ad, you might say, Lorena, looking to sell or finance this property to a landlord.
I'm writing it down. Okay.
And so that it kind of, like Dave said, turn the light on real bright on that audience.
Oh, great. Well, thank you.
All right.
So Sean is just communicating. She's the surviving joint tenant. Yes and yes. So that's the person who we're buying, surviving joint tenant.
Yeah, so I wonder how much they own. Still, I need to hear how much percentage of ownership they have. So I don't know what that means exactly. Joint could mean I own 6% and they own 94%. You know. So I want to know how much they're buying.
Well, okay, something else to do. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you.